I thought that I had the angle in the correct position before, but let me just get it. Okay, that is good. So this is the drawing that I made this week, and I made it for the last video, and the process bit is going to be in the description down below. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is how you should hold your pencils while you're drawing. So I see a lot of beginners make this common mistake where they're holding their pencils like this, right? So even when they're doing this value, they're jamming in the top of the pencil into the grain of the paper, which is all right, I guess, in a couple of scenarios. Like, so it serves its purpose in different areas. So let's say that you wanted to draw individual hair. So if that's the case, then you can draw with the tip of the pencil and you wouldn't have to worry about anything. But if you had to like put down a soft shade and just have a consistent transition of values which kind of depicts the form wrapping around. So when you move from this area to this area, the form kind of wraps around like this, right? It's going inwards. So when you're wrapping the form around like this and the transition is really subtle and it's just kind of wrapping around like this, inside, outside, or doesn't matter, even if the values are like this, it's kind of abstract, but you can see it's kind of soft. So if you want to achieve that, then you should really change the way you hold your pencils, right? So this doesn't work. What this is going to do is it's going to kind of exhaust the sharp tip of the pencil that you're using. So instead of this, you should just hold your pencils like this. So in this way, I am using my shoulders to create the mark, right? So let's say that I'm doing this. What this does is you're kind of rubbing the side of the graphite against the grain of the paper. So there's two things happening. First, you can control the value much better because you're using your shoulders. And the second thing is the grain of the paper is kind of sharpening the pencil. If you like think about it, the grain of the paper is kind of sticking outwards, and if you're rubbing your pencils like this against it, then it is going to sharpen your pencil. You're never going to exhaust the tip, and that is going to help you achieve a softer shade or a smooth transition, even a smooth value, if that makes sense. It also kind of helps you in kind of build up the patience, because a lot of people, even like I'm no stranger to that, I've done that, where if I saw a dark area like this, I would just grab the darkest shade of the pencil, which is like 10B in graphite, and then I would just like jam it in. And it's all right, I guess, if you know that there are not going to be any highlights in this area. But if you know that there are going to be highlights in this area, like let's say it's a flyaway hair or something else, then you need to build up the values. Then you cannot just jam your pencil in. And what this does is you're kind of building up the values slowly, gradually, so you can use a 2B, then you can transition up to a 4B, and then the 6B. Then you can finally use the 10B pencil. First of all, it's not going to be, at least I don't sharpen it, but there is enough graphite sticking inside the tooth of the paper, which helps you out because you're using the 10B pencil like this, and it's dark enough that it's going to cover all the spots. And when you're done with this layer, then you can kind of individually go in. I don't know if the camera will zoom in, let's see. Yeah, so as you can see, there are little spots, little white spots in between. I don't really care about them that much, but yeah, if you wanted to cover them up, then you can use the tip of the pencil and then just kind of fill in the white spots, and it would just, when you look at it from a distance, it just kind of looks like a smooth value, and you're not inside, you're not going to be zooming in, and you're not going to be like standing like 5 centimeters away from the drawing, so it doesn't really matter. A lot of artworks are like meant to be seen from a good distance away. So it's kind of like a thing where you're using abstract forms to depict something that is realistic. So yeah, I was talking about building up the values, right? So when you're building up the values, then it is easier. Well, it's not as easy as charcoal, but it is comparatively easier. if you wanted to just add highlights in this area, because this is not like I've not damaged the tooth of the paper. It's not like I've jammed in the pencil to the point where I cannot really take off the graphite. So yeah, build up the values and then just be patient with the drawing. Pencil drawings take a lot of time, unlike charcoal where you can achieve like the darkest shades right away. You don't really need to care about it that much, as you can just be gentle with it. I kind of use graphite and charcoal, so this is kind of like a mixed medium, if you want to call it that. Yeah, that is it. Maybe I'll make a video about how to sharpen your pencils like this. I use sandpaper for this after I use the sharpener. But yeah, build up the values like this and you'll probably notice a great difference. Even if I'm using the wrist, it's just like filling in the white spots and I don't have to worry about exhausting the tip of my pencil. And the process video for this drawing, I will link it down in the description below. And if you want to check out how I made this, then you can just go there and see it for yourself. I probably use a mixture of methods, so I don't know, I'm used to breaking rules, I guess, but yeah, that is about it for this video, and I hope this helps you out, and I will see you in the next one.